welcome to Dr. Jester. At this point, I just don't know. I mean, I was gloating with Kathleen Kennedy, now apparently she doesn't want to leave, and like I said, I'll only believe it once I see her ass out of the door, but anyway. Here it is, from that park place. Captain America Brave New World suffers another brutal box office drop. In third weekend, Marvel film will struggle to reach 400 million. I completely forgot that this movie was released. I remember reading about it when it was released, and I completely forgot about it, and I remember thanks to this article here. That's how forgettable that movie is, and how bad it is. If people are not talking about it, it just shows that it's not there. It's just not good. And Anthony Mackie is acting as Anthony Mackie in this movie, so there's not much of a difference, especially with the race swap twisted metal character that he plays. Yeah, tiny little details. Anyway, so the film's total domestic haul now stands 163.7 million, a shockingly low number for what was once of the MCU most bankable franchises. Overseas has earned 118 million, bringing a worldwide total of $341.8 million. Yeah. You may think that's a lot of money, and it generally would be, because it would be for some other movies, no-name movies, or simple movies, or first of the franchise movies, or something done cheaply up until $50-100 million. That's about it. But for a Captain American movie, that's not enough. Especially because, as you know, if a movie costs $100 million, you have to add 100 on top of that for the marketing. Yeah, you always have to double it, because the marketing is one hungry hippo, and it will not stop eating the money. But before I continue, here is something awesome.
We are few, we are God's chosen knight. We are born of sin and crime. We are repentance personified. We are immortal, we are legend. We are God's wrath made manifest. And we know no fear.
Right. So, here it is using Box Office Mojo with the numbers. Domestic 163.6 million, international 178.1 million. As we all know, the cinemas also take a small little cut, possibly 70% of the thing. So, yeah. It's definitely not doing very good. They need to pay the costs of development, and so far, not looking very good. And another point, this also means that the Snow White one is also not doing very good. But moving on. Most concerningly, Brave New World is still well short of the 400 million mark, a number that certain media outlets have misleadingly labeled as its break-even point. However, that figure is based on the studio's reported production budget of 180 million, a number that industry insiders have repeatedly disputed, so it costed way more than 180 million. And here is why I think they are absolutely correct that it is way more than 180. This movie has been shot for quite some time, for a couple, I think 2022, 2023 or something like thereabouts, that they finished it, but they had to do multiple reshoots. We know this movie was coming for quite some time, and then that we knew that they finished the shots, and apparently wasn't well received, so there was multiple reshots, and then not well received, multiple reshots, etc, etc, etc. And this is what we got instead. So 180 million is simply just not enough. This reminds me of the last James Bond movie, which stayed, well, gathering dust in some, I don't know, what's its place? In a coffer somewhere? Waiting for it to be released, and then had to do some reshoots, etc. And they were losing money and more money and more money until eventually it got released. And I believe, don't quote me on this one, I believe it still hasn't, well, paid for its development cost. Yeah. Well, that's what happens once you go woke, you know? Alright. With multiple rounds of costly reshoots factored in, Brave New World is believed to have cost between 350 and 375 million to produce, meaning the film will need closer to 900 million globally just to break even. At its current trajectory, the film will struggle to even hit half that amount. So basically, this is not looking good. And honestly, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm fine with it. I mean, things have gone downhill recently in the Marvel universe that is just become unwatchable slop on garbage. I have no desire to watch their latest movies. And thinking about it, I think it's just a massive waste of time. To be honest. Let's face it. Who has the time to watch garbage like this? And money too. I don't. So, on that, have a great night. Goodbye. Yeah, found the right button. Goodbye.